And that's when I killed the hobo.
I mean, you have that sometimes. Evidence, am I right? But no, hey, so as we all know, last week we watched The Autopsy of Jane Doe, which is a little ditty about a witch and her witchiness. So I got an idea. I was real concerned when we were talking about that movie that if you two ever found yourself in a morgue with a dead body, you may not know it's a witch. So came up with a little game.
I'm glad you're concerned for us in that situation.
Listen,
when Dave and I both end up in that situation separately. End up in that situation.
You know what? The one thing, you guys can say whatever you want about me in my games, but I don't know if you've noticed, every game I've ever created for this show has been in your best interest. I was concerned you would fall for a cult. I was concerned you'd be abducted by aliens. I was concerned. I've been concerned about various other supernatural things stealing you and stuff like that. Have you noticed that I'm taking your care into consideration?
You do love. And you've said this in the past in other games and in other Campfire Tales to where, you know that if X, Y, or Z happens, you'll be our first call. But I can say with confidence, and I'll go on record saying this, if Jamie and I are ever locked in a morgue, you actually would be my first call.
Be my first call.
Because chances are you're the one who put me there first and foremost.
But listen, are you claiming, Dave, that I would put you in a situation like that as a test?
I think you would put me in a situation like that just because you're bored.
For fun?
Well, yeah. That's a possibility as well. But so this game, I've come up with a great name for it.
Ooh.
Are you ready?
Am I?
Witch. Get it? You guys see what I did there?
Oh, I get it.
See what I did
Not to be mistaken for the actual company, Witch. Wait,
is that a real company?
Yes. It's a sandwich company.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Witch. So witch.
So are we going to be 3 witches then?
Don't worry about it. They're either already in bankruptcy or they're really close to it.
So I'm going to scoop up that name for a steal.
100%.
I'm going to offer them $1.
Neither one of you have heard of Witch?
No.
Audience, if you were in a Witch area, now I need to know. Just let us know because it's like a Jersey Mike's or something like that. It's that style thing. It's out of Texas. Huh. I bet Tammy knows of Witch.
Probably. I'll ask Tammy about Witch.
I would tell her not to eat at Witch if they're going into bankruptcy.
Yeah, their model didn't float nearly as well as I thought.
Yeah. Well,
sorry.
So TBA on that name or TBD on that name. Apparently, Witch is already taken, so I can't hashtag TM it. So we'll say, the name of this game is not Witch, but Witches. That's what we're gonna call it. So
Which is which?
Which is which? Oh, that is good. Which is which? Which is which witchin'? Oh, I like it.
All right.
So this may be one of the hardest games for you all because I really need to test you.
Okay.
Tonight, I'm going to present to you 4 possible witches.
Okay.
By the end of this, you have to tell me if they're all real, if none of them are real, or if some of them are real. Maybe I made some up. Maybe I didn't. There's no lifeline for this game. It's a straight up, you got to detective it out.
So there's not a situation where none of them are real.
There is a situation where none of them could be real.
Oh, okay.
There's a situation where they all could be real. There's a situation where only some of them could be real.
So this isn't if we could suss out a witch. This is like if Dave and I know our witches, which I know none that you haven't already taught me. So
no, from these stories, you have to determine if any of these are real or not. Or if they're all made up.
Okay.
And I picked, this may shock you, the witches that I'm going to present to you tonight are ambiguous at best. And I've just fucked that word all to hell.
Yeah,
wow.
Okay.
Ambiguous. That's the only way I'm going to say that word moving forward.
I hope so.
Like shenanigans?
Like ambiguous wolves. You know what I mean?
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Now, I will present to you each witch. I will give you each a couple questions to figure it out. And then we'll move on to the next witch. And at the end, you have to see if you know which witch is which witchin'.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
You're
All right. Which number one? Also, I will not be telling you names until we get to the end. No, I can tell you names. It doesn't matter. You wouldn't know regardless anyway.
still working out the kinks of the game.
Still working
Yes,
out the kinks.
he's
This
going,
is the first one. The first witch was known as Mother Shipton, or her name that all the locals called her, Hagface.
Hagface?
Hagface.
She's real.
Is she related to Taserface from Guardians of the Galaxy?
She might be, because this was during the 1500s in England. She was considered a powerful witch and one who delved in prophecy. But they called her Hagface because not only was she ugly, but she also had some disfigurements to her face. So everyone in her village called her Hagface.
I mean, isn't that the same thing as being ugly for all intents and purposes? Like, I just mean like,
literally,
no,
that's the definition.
That's the definition, as you said.
Wow. Wow, Jamie, coming out there.
I'm saying those two things seem like
in
the
order
same
to be
situation.
ugly, you have to have disfigurements of the face.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Fair enough. The town swore that she was the daughter of a powerful witch and the devil, which is why she was so powerful.
Okay.
Many people claimed to see her doing witchcraft and doing shenanigans, but everyone was afraid to do anything about it because her greatest power was her power of prophecy, which they said came true 100% of the time. There's even people today who claim her prophecies come true, and that she is more accurate than Nostradamus.
Okay.
That is Hagface. Any questions?
What region is she from?
Yeah, that's what I was
England.
about to ask.
England.
She was from ye old England in the 1500s.
From the 1500s?
Yep.
And that's her whole story. Is just she's a prophet.
And she was ugly. They called her Hagface.
Ugly, a prophet, and the child of the devil and a witch.
Yep. And they all called her Hagface right to her face. They were afraid to stop her witchcraft, but not too afraid to make fun of her face.
But wait, where's her witchcraft besides being a prophet? I guess I'm confused. Isn't
she
witchcraft
did well, like she had other spells, like she was known to be able to heal, make people sick. She was accused of poisoning people that wronged her. But her greatest power by far, what she was known for, was being able to prophesize.
Her prognostication.
Did
she use tarot cards when she did that?
She did a couple different things, including reading the bones and tea leaves.
A leaf reader.
Mm-hmm. She read the leaf.
Okay.
You ever think she read the leaf on the pooper?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Now, whether she read it before, never mind.
I see where you're at there.
Oh my God.
But she, like,
Jamie's going to send me to my room without dessert if I can.
Yes, she is. But during a time when many witches were being executed, they were too afraid to execute her.
But not to call her Hagface to her face.
But not to call her Hagface to her face.
Maybe she liked it. Maybe it was a term of endearment. You don't know.
I don't know. I kind of feel like if I had a disfigured face and I was ugly and everybody was like, hey, Hagface, I'd be like, but you all think that I'm the child of the devil and have all these powers, but you keep making fun of my disfigurements?
It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
That's a bold move. But so they let her stay around.
And we're just supposed to, by the end of this, figure out if that's just real, like
if she was a real witch or not. Yeah,
real.
Well, why are you doing this real?
Because there's no witches.
Why do you think she's doing that,
Jamie? You know, one of these days we're gonna talk about something, and I'm gonna get you to believe. I'm gonna do it. That's my goal. That's my goal. I think
one of these episodes is just going to be called "Getting Jamie to Believe," and Eli's just going to run through a bunch of shit until I finally say, like, "Oh."
I think one season, once we all become billionaires, and we can quit our jobs and take this
I'll believe whatever the fuck you want.
And take this show on the road. I think one season of Campfire Tale is just you and me going to places and we show you evidence.
It happened to me, Jamie. I mean, there was finally an episode that I believed absolutely was real that it happened.
What episode was that?
Jonestown. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh God.
You know, don't you pretend. I know we all believe in Donkey Lady a little bit.
We believe in a meme on Donkey Lady.
I'm gonna bring respect to her name. One of these days, I'm gonna do.
Sure, you are.
It won't be in this crowd. I mean, spoiler alert, but you need a new set of friends for that.
I'm afraid to take Donkey Lady out of this circle. Yeah, if I could convince you fools, I don't know if I'm going to convince anybody else.
This is your best chance right here.
It ain't going great, brother.
This is my shot.
You couldn't even sneaker past us last month.
You know what, though? In all fairness, I should have stuck with my original plan and end up tricking it to where Samara Weaving was Donkey Lady. But I didn't want to be that mean.
You would have just pissed off Jamie. Yeah.
I know. And then I got a knock on my door 8 hours later, getting punched in the face.
And then she just walks away, just goes on.
I watched that Samara Weaving non-speaking movie. But anyway, let's go. Let's keep going.
All right. Any other questions about Hagface?
I don't even know where to start asking questions.
Yeah. I'm still confused on what we're just figuring out.
You're trying to
this is like two cults and a lie.
Instead of one of them only be made, they all could be made up.
All could be made up.
Or none of them could be made up.
Or yeah.
What is your source?
That's too hard of a.
I will not divulge that right now. That's like just saying
TikTok.
Give me the answer. First off, okay, you can find nuggets of truth in TikTok.
Well, I mean, it would just help if I knew that TikTok was your source for Hagface of England, of ye old England. Then
I will say
that would give me useful information.
TikTok is not my source.
What was her real name again?
Mother. They all called her Mother Shipton.
Shipton.
Yep.
I.e. Hagface.
Yeah. Or old Hagface when she got older.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, the only thing I can picture in my brain is the Wicked Witch of the West, like that as a Hagface, like the crook nose, the protruding chin. I mean, I assume you don't have an actual description of this deformation of the face.
It's just heavy scarring and
so she looks like a
disfigured head.
Victor Crowley and Hatchet. Let's just say.
Ooh.
All I can say is from some pictures that I found, they pretty much drew her face like a potato. So
like Victor Crowley.
Kind of, yeah. Like she was like a potato face. And
go ahead.
More accurate than Nostradamus. Just remember that.
At what?
Prophesizing. They said all of her prophecies came true.
Okay, now I have a question. Give me an example of one of Mother Hagface Shipton's prophecies.
They claim, historians have claimed that she prophesied every war that's ever happened.
Every war that's ever happened, like since then or before?
Yeah, since then.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, since then?
Yeah.
So she died, but she prophesied.
She had like Nostradamus. She had like a bunch of prophecies
of all these of every war.
Yeah.
Are her prophecies still coming true in 2024?
I mean, I hadn't seen anything that said it was anytime soon. But like it was up to like the Vietnam War. They claimed that she prophesied. And
you say every war, but you don't mean every war. Like the feudal wars of the samurai in Japan, she probably didn't have on her list.
No,
right?
like the big wars.
Well, I would say that we have some Japanese listeners that might take umbrage with it.
Let me rephrase that. The most
English Wars?
Sure, the English Wars, yes.
Okay, that's probably more believable.
Yeah, the English Wars.
She'd still be prophesying if she was prophesying every war since 1500s.
Well, now I will say this: how they know that, I don't know. She didn't have a journal, but that's what they claim.
Wait, she didn't have a journal?
No, but they said she.
So where were these prophecies?
Word of mouth.
Okay. All right. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Even if this is a witch, like everything just went out the window. Okay. Word of mouth. They gave a fucking telephone from the 1500s.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a sense of the people who said that she prophesied all these wars. The probable actual quote was, "People be tripping."
That, and they're pulling in order their food buckets from a teacher.
Yeah. Will we be in war in 1602? Yes. What about 1776? Uh-huh.
So you're just saying she just agreed with whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe if I just say yes, they won't call me hag face anymore.
Just leave me alone.
Oh my God.
Will we be at war? Yes. The answer is yes. We will be at war somewhere.
At some time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The only these more accurate than Nostradamus. Only examples they give us a award. So use that information what you will.
Fantastic.
Do that information what you will.
And because of my ignorance, I don't.
Oh, sorry, Dave, go.
No, I was just going to say, and because of my ignorance, I have no idea how actually accurate was Nostradamus. I know, at least half of his stuff was BS, right?
Let me put it this way: with my experience with looking into Nostradamus, he wrote some weird shit on paper, and
that was vague enough that it
and then people were like one of his things was like they're like, oh, he prophesies the Twin Towers, but then when you read it, it's just like birds flying and fire, and you're like, I mean, that could be
maybe he's the yes guy. Like maybe somebody asked him, "Someday, do you think people will fly through the air?" And he went, "Yes." He didn't have to give any details. Yeah,
just be real dramatic about it.
Holy crap, we've got planes now. This guy's a genius.
Because they were the Titanic, because it was something like. The great sea beast sinks to the bottom or something. They're like, that's the Titanic.
Of course it is.
Humans are gullible.
Yeah.
That guy made tons of money.
A whole bunch of fox molders in the world, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is. Just want to believe. Do you want to hear about the second witch?
Sure.
Second witch, his name is Petronilla de Medea.
I'm sure it is.
Petronilla de Medea. Medea? I don't know. In Europe, this was the first woman written down in records of being caught and kind of tried for witchcraft in Europe. A witness saw her go into a graveyard of a known robber, to the grave of a known robber, remove his skull. In his skull, she put chicken guts, worms, and the hair from a dead boy's butt.
I knew butt hair was coming. Okay.
Mixed it all together.
Dead boy?
Yeah.
A child?
Yes.
Okay.
Which gave her and her friend the powers to fly around. And they flew around for a while.
Did anybody see them fly around?
The witness did, according to the witness.
Yeah. One person making up this story.
One person. Yep.
So they arrested her. They didn't really have a trial. They just took her to all the districts and tortured her in front of people. And then when they were going to burn her at the stake for witchcraft, a judge stepped in and said, well, that is not a law that we have to burn people for witchcraft.
People can be flying.
And the crowd stopped for a second, and he was like, but you can burn her for heresy. And they went, oh, okay. And they executed her for heresy. So technically, she was the first witch in record to be tried, but not the first to be tried as a witch.
And that guy walked away going, damn, I'm good at this judge stuff.
Just think, yesterday I was cleaning shit out of buckets. He probably wasn't even a judge.
What a butthead.
Mm-hmm.
Or a butt hair head.
Yeah. So, what do we think of this story?
It's got a lot going on.
These stories are all
See?
ridiculous.
With the name like Petra, whatever you said, Day, whatever.
Petra de Medea.
I assume that's Spain or Italy or one of the romantic language areas, right?
Well, the records doesn't really give a good area where she is from. From what they have, they just
we don't even know where the story's from.
Just Europe. They just know it's in Europe.
Something fishy there.
I was going to say, red flag number 1 has been sprung.
They just know it's in Europe.
It's just Europe.
It's on Earth.
So-
Dave, rearrange the letters in the name and see what you find.
Yeah, let me look up Latin. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm about to do. Let's see what this word means in Latin.
Oh.
Oh, and Eli names something. There's a hidden meaning.
Nope.
Okay. Well, I'm on to you.
Don't Google it, Dave. Don't you dare Google it.
I've got to look it up in Latin.
Well,
Let's see.
don't free Google it. Go to
Okay, I'm just going to Latin to English.
Yeah, I don't have any computer. I'm not cheating in this, but like, I played enough games with Eli, but it translates to like brown poop monster.
I did that one time. Oh, look at the
sorry, I keep putting my finger up. Let me stupid
I'm
freaking
so glad.
new camera.
It is so good that you didn't like that's still on there.
All right, Jamie. So I did look it up. I've got fresh information on the board. Petronia de Medea is what Google corrected my spelling of it to.
It did. Okay.
In English, translates to Petronilla de Medea. It literally, stupid AI just put the same exact word on the English side. So screw this.
So we got nothing. Okay.
Got nothing.
Listen.
Fucking AI is supposed to be taking over. It can't even tell us how Eli's cheating at this game, giving it this tricks in this game. Not cheating.
He makes chicken intestines, worms, and the hair of a dead boy's butt and a skull. How would I make that up?
Now, if we infer from that, Jamie, that may mean that actually exists as a formal name. If we Sherlock Holmes that a little bit. Or I'm just making stuff up. Who knows? And I'm just going to keep doing this, though.
And if I made it up.
Gets Jamie every time.
I can't wait for you to do that one day and it doesn't do it. He's like ridiculous.
Oh,
also,
God.
Jamie,
if I do this, does it work?
Nope.
No.
Also, Jamie, if I made it up, wouldn't I gave her a cooler power than just the ability to fly? Oh, it does work. It does work.
Because because you're going to differentiate you're going to give different things to different people.
Wow.
The thing about this is kind of like, PTSD of school testing where like all of the above is a cheat answer because it's like it makes you question everything you're doing because you're just like,
vague enough.
You're like, well, is it all of the above? And for us right now, it could be all of, none of. For Dave and I, we have to deal with all of, none of, or 1, 2, 3, or 4. This is like, there's no way we're getting this right, and you did that on purpose. Like, there's no chance.
Why do you always assume I make my games?
No, this one because
win?
I just told you why. If I was sitting down in high school and I was taking a test, and my options were A, B, C, D, none of the above, all the above, I'm throwing that piece of paper out the fucking window. That's all I have to say. Especially
when we ask for which we're allowed to do. We're working by the rules. We're asking, clarifying, detail providing, evidence providing questions like, where is she from? And getting answers like, Europe? What country is she from? Europe?
Listen, the records back then weren't great. And like a lot of them have been lost over time. But the internet doesn't tell you where this
witch is from?
It is known that she is from Europe.
But it is known that I'm from Earth. Fantastic.
Hey, some part records have been lost.
This has to be real, Dave, because Eli would have just made a country up.
Yeah, that's true.
He's always like he would have just sat here and went, "Oh, standing by whatever." Like he would have come up with somewhere even in the first place. He wouldn't have just said Europe. He would have been like, "Oh, this person from
Jamie,
Mongolia."
I am fair. Jamie understands me. I am fair.
I mean, he does make up extra info. I feel like sometimes. So.
Yeah, that was the most disturbing piece of gaslighting I've heard in a long time. Jaime knows, and I can speak on her behalf, that I am fair. That's some creepy shit, dude.
The above or none of the above. No, wait.
I tell you what,
it's not all of the. Wait, I'm going to say it's not none of the above anymore because I'm going to say that Eli did not make this one up because of the whole country, because he can't give us where she's from. Maybe.
But he won't make one up. Yeah.
And because the name doesn't translate to anything stupid.
I can't wait for like when we're all in our like 80s and you know that whatever 80 in like 40 years from now, whatever the version of VH1 is they have in the future, and they do a That's So podcast TV show. And they talk on this? Sure. They're going to talk about us. And they're like, I wonder what happened to those hosts. And they're like, Eli went on to start a cult.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh,
well, and to your point, Jaime, I think another evidence that this one could be legit is we both know from past that because Eli's a good dude generally, he would not make up a story where part of the ingredients for the potion is butt hair from a child. I think he would have probably shied away from that.
You're right. He would have said butt hair from a man, or
he would have not said a boy's butt hair.
You're right. It became a child. That is a good point also.
Yeah. Okay.
See, you're coming against me, and now you're realizing.
So Dave and I can
That's
rule
what
out
she
that
said.
It's not. we can rule out that it's not none of the above, right? What we think.
Yeah,
can't be none of the above now because we do think that you didn't make this one.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
I tell you what. How about this?
He's gotten us before.
I'm done here. How about this? How about would you guys rather decide one at a time instead of waiting until the end to decide all of them?
No, I want to hear all the stories. I want to see
them all too.
I want to see how wide the canvas is.
I'm not sure about the first one. The second one, I'm going to lead in my brain with could be real. All of these could be fake just because it's Eli. But
it's true. I mean, as the creator of Mudmouth, Hagface is not a far leap. I'll put it that way.
Listen, I don't care. Mudmouth was good.
I just can't.
So good.
I can't mentally get to a place to where in the 1500s, when everybody was super superstitious and they knew this was a devil child woman, that the name that they would come up with in ye old England was Hagface. That seems like some dirtbag teenager in high school kind of thing to call somebody, not a King James England peasant to call somebody who they know is magical and evil. We shall call her Hagface.
Hagface.
Well, they were afraid of her.
Yeah. And they were in Europe. So
yeah, that one was England.
That's in Europe.
Hagface was, well, I mean, it is, but I was more specific for that one. Hey, we ready to go to number 3?
Yes.
We better.
This one takes place in ye old Ireland for a witch named
oh, this one's going to be good.
Biddy Early.
What? Biddy Early?
Biddy Early. Biddy Early. Biddy Early.
It's better than being Biddy late.
That's what they say. So, Biddy Early was considered a very powerful witch because her mother was a powerful witch, especially in the arts of healing with herbs and ritual. But the town loved her, and they called her the White Witch because she was constantly fighting with the Catholic Church, landlords, and the police judiciary system. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's about her healing people.
She got a little honey badger in her.
You'd be wrong. She fought with the Catholic Church over tithes, landlords over rent, and the police judiciary system for enforcing those tithes and rent.
Oh, so it was all about the money for her.
Yeah. And the town loved it. And they claimed she was not evil. She was a white witch, and they protected her.
Well, so she was literally the Robin Hood of Ireland.
Yes.
Like. And on top of it, she healed people.
Yes.
If that's her power.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't she worship this woman?
Because it was with magic.
Who cares?
I didn't trust magic.
Healing is healing.
If I have a gangrenous leg and somebody heals me with magic,
I'm dying of something.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you might
because the doctor just threw a bunch of leeches on it, and it didn't do a damn thing.
It got greener after the leeches.
Yeah,
but can't trust magic because how do you know Satan's not healing you?
I don't care, and I still I don't care who's responsible for this. I'm still healed.
Well, back then they did not feel that way until you start fighting with the landlords over rent.
Yeah,
and then they're like, "Hey, this witch is okay.
She's good people."
Mm-hmm.
So she's fine. Nobody.
Nobody
tried burning her at the stake.
The town protected her.
They protected.
And the church and the police and the landlords didn't think they could go against the whole town. And she lived with her husband, who he died, and she lived some longer. And then they buried her on a riverbank.
Oh,
yeah.
She couldn't heal her husband when he was dying.
Well, I didn't say she was. I said she was powerful. I didn't say she was infallible.
And we don't know what kind of relationship they had. Maybe she's like,
Ready? Yeah,
and
like,
she might have been too busy fighting with the landlords.
She had stuff to do.
Yeah. What do we think of this witch?
So is Biddy Early like her given name, or is that the nickname she went by?
She was Biddy Early.
I understand that. That does not answer my question.
No, I mean that was her name, Biddy Early.
That was her formal name. Was Biddy Early?
Biddy Early.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, it's an interesting name. I kind of wish. I feel like someone should start bringing Biddy back.
We're bringing Biddy back. Yep.
Well, you know what? Actually, now that I think that sounds too close to Diddy, so maybe we shouldn't bring Biddy back.
No.
It also sounds too close to something else that people are just going to call her. So it's
yeah.
Whatever. So
what? Close to Biddy?
Yeah. Like some of us may have resting Biddy face. or Jamie was going the other way.
Well, I mean, there's worse things to be called.
Rhyming things. Come on.
There's worse things to be called than a nickname for boobs. So,
Jamie, is that all you think about?
Yes.
Okay. Well, fair enough.
All right, fair enough.
Asked and answered.
Hey, you know what they say, Dave? You ask stupid questions,
you get stupid
prizes.
I have no more questions about this woman. Like, they're all just so, like, it's so...
It's almost like they're all kind of ridiculous.
And vague.
And, which, hey, those two people in that autopsy room knew nothing about that dead lady, and they figured out she was a witch.
Did they, though?
Sure, kind of.
But you're not asking us to figure out if these are witches. They all are witches. Okay, let's go backwards a second. You're asking us to figure out which one of these are made up witches versus real witches. But like, how would you're not asking Dave and I to sit in a room and figure out this woman's a witch. You're asking us to determine.
Well, that's kind of hard because, like, you know.
Yeah, if you give me a person named Biddy Early, I'm going witch.
Well, you think Biddy's just a witch name?
Yeah.
I can't wait for Disney to make a new animated film about Biddy the Witch.
I mean, I wasn't born Biddy yesterday. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, God.
Hey, she fought landlords for you, Dave.
Dave, what other questions can we ask to get, like, Eli answers? I don't even care about real answers about her. I just need to stumble him and find out if...
Do you have any kind of physical description of Madam Biddy?
She's not hatchet face like the other.
No, she just looked like a regular old woman.
Did she hang out in cornfields and maybe have metal tips on any parts of her?
Ample bosom.
No, apparently, if she wasn't in someone's house healing somebody, she was at the church yelling at the priest for their tithe, yelling at the landlord for raising rent, and then yelling at the police for enforcing the landlords and the church's rules.
So she just yelled at him, like she didn't ever poison him or attack him or anything?
She didn't do anything?
Never killed anybody. Only healed and yelled.
Healed and yelled.
Maybe her power was in her voice.
I know we have to figure out if these are real or fake witches. But this one wasn't even a witch. She was just a cranky old lady.
She has the ability to heal with ritual.
Sure, she does. Okay. Or she's just like a doc. She has some medicine background somewhere.
Yeah. Herbs and ritual.
Yeah,
you never
that's
heard of
literally what medicine is.
Yeah.
Not ritual.
Yes, it is.
Well,
how do you refine the vegetation or the ingredients into a pill?
Are you arguing that all doctors are witches?
Sure.
I'm saying yes. I mean, they're all witch doctors, 100%. That's
And
why I don't go if you ain't got a bone in your nose.
And Jamie says witches aren't real.
Well, they're not, but.
Well, Dave just made the correlation that witches are doctors, or doctors are witches.
Well, maybe doctors aren't real. Do you ever think about that?
Like birds?
Exactly.
Oh, God. All right, tell us this fourth one so that Dave and I can work backwards here and figure out.
The fourth witch is we're going to ancient Egypt.
It's McGee. Sorry.
Nope. Mergabian.
What is it?
Mergabian.
He made this one up. I can't. He made this one up.
Ancient Egypt during the days of Pharisee. She was worshipped as a high priestess because it was claimed that she had many powers and abilities, including potion making, spells and ritual craft. She could do stuff with like writing weather and like all this stuff. She had all these magical powers. They made her a high priestess. But during the time, she had a major claim. She claimed that it was her, through witchcraft and communing with the spirits, she invented writing.
Invented writing.
Yep.
And not hieroglyphics. Writing.
Writing. The process of writing. She invented writing.
Okay.
Like writing, whether that be hieroglyphics or anything else.
It includes that's drawing, but okay.
But it's like their form of writing.
But it's their form of yes.
Right. She invented writing, and
she literally invented written language. Is that what you're saying?
Eli
for the world or for this
Eli
area?
made this one up.
That was her claim. And also, historians argue that she was known for this famous potion that people that was claimed to help and have all these health benefits and could take people out of depression. That potion is still used today, but it is beer. And that people go, we don't use beer correctly.
Sorry, no.
Because it was actually a potion. She used it for medicinal reasons. And then, throughout history, the recipe for beer was found, and then people started making it as a drink.
So it's not a margarita.
It's not a margarita. She made beer. So she made writing and beer through her witchcraft.
So, hold up.
Yes.
How do you spell?
You say her name
is
again?
It one word, Mergabian?
No, her first name is Merga, Merga. Okay. Her last name is Bien, Bien.
And she's from Egypt.
That is correct.
That is not even in the same zip code as an Egyptian name.
Hey man, I don't make up names.
Yes,
they don't have two names.
I don't know, man. Don't ask me. I didn't name her.
I think I know where we land on this.
You gotta blame her parents.
I mean, I appreciate the hustle, but I think historically this is not a thing that existed. And secondly, they didn't have grain or barley to make beer with in Egypt.
Hey, guy.
Also, it's oddly more specific than all the other ones.
I didn't make the claim.
When he makes something up,
I didn't make the claim.
More details.
She made the claim, guy. I don't know what you want from me.
Okay, I'm down to at least this one's Eli. The other one was definitely not Eli, right? We're the one that he couldn't give us.
Petronila de Midia.
Yeah, because you would have given us detail. I'm like, this one has weird details. This one's Eli. The one that has no details is not Eli because he would have given us some arbitrary random detail.
He wouldn't have fought so hard not to give us details where he's like, oh yeah, and then she made beer, and then she's got two names and it's spelled like this, and she's from Egypt.
So wait,
I'm 100% with you, Jamie.
Okay, so read us. Wait, Dave and I have come to conclusion on two. You're not going to convince us otherwise. You made up this one, and you did not make up
Petronila de
one with
Midia.
the name.
I love every time he says it too.
So we're left
and
with
then we got
Big
Bitty Early. She's real.
I think she is too. And Hagface. Can we go back to the details of her? She might
be the other fake one.
Yeah, I just
ye old Hagface of England. Yeah.
What was her magic powers again?
She had many magic powers, but her big one was prophecy. That
Of all the wars that ever happened,
everyone was afraid of her power of prophecy.
And this last one that I'm not going to attempt to say the fake name that he came up with. No, the last one, Egypt.
Yeah, maybe I misspoke because I do remember now that in Egypt it was Cleopatra Jones, right? Yeah, that was her. That was her full name. Yes.
Wait, was Hagface the first one?
Hagface was the first one.
I think Eli made up 1 and 4. I think the 2 in the middle are real. Right?
We got bookended.
Yeah.
We got bookended, Bailey.
All right, Dave. What do you think?
I'm with Jamie. 100%. 100%. The last one can't be real, or you have to walk me back through history class. The first one of Hagface McGee of Ye Old England has your signature all over it. But the middle two, I just need to exist.
Okay.
Because Big Bitty Early, that's a t-shirt coming to you soon.
Okay. So you want me to go through them then?
Well, sure.
How are we going to do that? We're going to go one by one?
First, tell us that we're right first, because we know we are.
Nope. I'm going to go through them first.
Okay.
All right. So 1 and 4 are Eli's, 2 and 3 are not.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. So we're on 1. We're starting at 1.
Starting with Hagface, Mother Shipton. That one is real. Hagface is real. Historians in England claim that she was more accurate in her prophecies than Nostradamus, but she does not get enough credit or recognition for it because they argue that they weren't really written down. Like Nostradamus wrote all of his down.
Yeah, they are. So who is even claiming that she's made these prophecies? This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
England. She's real. Okay. Mother Shipton.
Well, I guess they also did shit in their own drinking water. So
yes, that's a thing.
Right.
Petronilla de Midia, the woman who mixed chicken intestines, worms, and the hairs from a dead boy's butt into
from Europe.
From Europe. That one is real as well.
Okay.
They don't know the exact region because a lot of those records were destroyed during like the various wars and conflicts within Europe. That's not sure the exact region, but they just know somewhere in Europe.
Yeah, okay, so the wars that our first one,
predicted.
So we're 1 and 1 right now. We were wrong on the first one, but we were right on the second one.
Bitty Early. Bitty Early was also real.
Okay,
yay! Bitty Early was real. People claim that even though the locals said she was a witch because she was the daughter of a witch and she healed with she just knew herbs and medicine. But she was one of the few witches during the time frame who were not actively arrested and persecuted because the town protected her because she argued with the church and the landlord so they wouldn't take their money.
I kind of love our Irish Robin Hood with chesticles. Yeah. I really dig this story.
Yeah, like it's kind of dope. Murga Bien.
Nope.
That is real. All 4 of them are real witches. Yes. Murga Bien was a real witch during ancient Egypt. It was claimed that she invented writing and that she invented beer. Murga Bien.
You have to, though, be impressed with how well Dave and I know you at this point, though, that we try and pull out the facts that you would or wouldn't
not
do.
Well enough that you got 2 of them wrong.
Because you were so fucking dumb. But
you'd been murdered by a witch in an autopsy room, Jamie.
These are so dumb, but I still stand by Dave and I's reasoning on what would be yours and what would not, because we know you enough to know that you wouldn't just say Europe and not give us a space.
But I knew how much you know me that I made them all real.
This is getting so confusing. To be fair, Dave. Well, no, I guess he's not going to pull that trick anymore. To be fair, none of the names meant anything, so I was could have thrown us off. Although Hagface is kind of generic, and I thought maybe he came up with that one.
Yeah, because I felt bad that I was so wrong. Just for not for nothing, but Murga Bien, Mergabien.
Yep.
She's from Germany, not Egypt, dude.
No. Hold on. Let me put my list again. Or let me pull up the real list I got off.
Was a German woman convicted of witchcraft
This
and
is even
perhaps the
funnier.
most famous of the
Hold
victims of the Fulda witch trials.
let me pull up my list because now I'm wondering if I got two of them mixed up. That would
You
be
didn't give
even
us
better.
anybody in Egypt.
That'd be even funnier.
Oh my
if
God.
that was the case.
So wait, Dave and I call like an audible or whatever. Is that the
Hold
right?
on.
Yeah, we
Because
get at
now
least half credit,
we get
which puts us on the winning side.
Hold on.
If I'm looking at the right one, she's all German all the time, which would make sense with the beer too, dude.
Oh
Hold
yeah.
on. I was a little confused about beer in Egypt. No, my list, ancient Egypt.
On your list that you wrote down.
No.
Was this your prophecy?
Yeah,
Eli?
on my list on the whiteboard next to me.
No, this is from the website I got this off of.
Is this a reliable?
I'm
website?
glad I save my links when I do my research. I've been doing this for a while. After one of the alien episodes, I made a mistake.
Well, on Wikipedia, she is all German all the time. All right, audience, we'll leave it in your hands. Who won tonight?
To be fair, it does sound way more German than it sounds Egyptian.
Listen, on my list, which comes from teaandrosemary.com.
A tea shop. How do you do this? How do you source this crap? You should have never told us that. You have lost all objective journalistic integrity at this point.
TikTok. Wait,
I found it when I was looking for a picture of my face.
What?
I was because when I was like works on my list, so I was
hag
only,
face.
I was only gonna do 3 of them instead of 4 because I knew this game was a little bit harder. And so then I was looking for a picture of hag face when I found this website, and I was just cruising through it, and it has her listed, and it says Egypt. Merbian was a famous witch in ancient Egypt.
All right, Jamie. Just Google cold Mergabian, MERGABINE.
Oh my God, this is fantastic. This game is even better than I thought it would be.
And tell me where yours comes.
Mergabian was a German woman convicted of witchcraft.
Literally
Horror history. Mergabian was a rich German woman who found guilty. Wait, Wikipedia. Mergabian was a German woman. Wait, Amazon.com. No, that's a band. Wait, famous witches. Mergabian was a German woman convicted.
Well, that was the 4th one I threw it on a whim because I found it so funny, but then it was wrong anyway.
Pretty sure to get Eli's info, I have to write Egypt after her name.
Now I'm looking at, do Egyptians have 2 names? Just because I won't be able to sleep tonight.
It's teaandrosemary.com, Jamie. Oh my God, that is fantastic.
She was born in the city of Fulda, if anybody cares.
Oh man, that is some funny stuff
I just want to tell you guys, even when you put Egypt next to it, you know when like Google crosses that out because it's missing?
You get the tea shop?
Oh.
You get the tea shop. I'm getting results and then Egypt crossed out because it doesn't exist.
So I typically don't use weird third-party sites when I do research. But like I said, I was looking for a picture of hag face because I was going to make it my background. I was trying to find a good one. And I found that like she was on that list. I didn't have a picture, and then I was just going through it. And I saw it. I'm like, they're claiming this witch from Egypt made writing and beer. And I was like, that's funny. It's like I just threw that one in there last minute. That's what I get.
Well, now that's in my search algorithm, so we'll see what that does to my auto fills for next week.
If I remove Mergabian, that does mean you got 2 out of 3 right.
Yeah. We'd only get a little killed in the work.
Yeah.
We were like basically right about Mergabian because she does not exist anymore.
That is technically true. I'm not counting that one though. It's getting erased off the books. So you have
the first one I was a little torn on. I don't know why I felt like we needed to have 2 Eli and 2. I was torn, but I went with Eli. Made it up because I forget what was this.
Hag face.
Hag face. Maybe hag face.
That's what they called her. But you're talking about the people who, as a nation, then went on to create Monty Python, like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not even thinking that they're trying to insult her, but literally, hey, hag face, like, you got those herbs I need for my potions, hag face?
Hey, hag face, everyone say you're talking about a war coming up.
Yeah. Which one?
How soon? 100 years? Oh, okay.
I'll be long dead.
So that means technically you could spot 2 out of 3 witches. That's not bad.
And we're safe from Egyptian Cleopatra Jones.
When I wrote it down, I was like, murder bien. I was like, that doesn't sound very Egyptian. I was like, that must have been her priest or something.
Your tea shop needs better sources. That's all I'm saying. What was the name of it? Tea and what?
Teaandrosemary.com.
All right, go to teaandrosemary.com.
Are you going to get that website, Dave?
Right now.
Oh, God.
Tea and Rosemary, witchcraft and astrology.
Oh, see? They're even a witch place. They don't know their own witch history.
Exactly.
What is the occult? Is that this one? Am I on the right one?
Better, Tea and
that's
Rosemary.
the one.
Do better.
Yeah, they don't even know their own knowledge. Let's say their knowledge is not great. How to build confidence in your magical abilities.
Oh, Murga.
8 most famous Italian witches of all time, if they're even correct on where these witches came from.
The only reference or the only article I got when I searched their website for, and I know this is a great podcast, sorry, onions. But the only article I get is the 20 most famous witches in history. And Murga Bien
says ancient Egypt
is number 12.
Yep.
Was a famous witch in ancient Egypt. She was not, you dum-dums.
I think someone needs to email them
and like
post on their message.
You lost us again. We should put this hateful letter. We lost a freaking game on live podcast because of your poor sourcing. How dare you?
Oh, this is fantastic.
I kind of love that number 8, most famous witch in all time, Scott Cunningham. That's the whole name.
Mm-hmm.
Probably also Egyptian.
Well, if you look at that same list, if I remember correctly, number 1 was Aleister Crowley, and actual witches hated him. So,
hey, Jaime, Noel Dyer, number 7.
Yeah,
really?
Noel Dyer's on their list.
Her rock is her fucking rock.
She made number 7.
Yeah,
beating out Murga Bien by several points.
Yeah.
Cersei, Rebecca Nurse, Malin Matsdaughter, the Witch of Endor. I'm not familiar with her. I'm sure that'll be in a Campfire Tales to come.
Eli needs to teach us about a bunch more witches, apparently.
Not off their website.
Know. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know Ewoks could be witches, but the Witch of Endor, that sounds
what you
right
do
up my alley.
You pull the names off of this list and then get the real information about them. Because
oh, for sure. Like I said, typically what I do is I don't use third-party sites, and I was just looking for, and I had 3. I had the first 3 on the list. I was only going to do 3. And then I was looking for a picture, and I was Google searching picture, and that list popped up, which doesn't have a picture of her on the list. So I'm not sure why that was in the top of the search. But then I was just looking through it. I was like, Egyptian lady with a weird name that made beard writing. Okay. And I just did on it.
You got glamored by Miss Murga Bien.
I did. That's how powerful a witch she was. She pretended to be from Egypt, even though she was from Germany. She could glamour through rosemary and tea. Yeah. Which is the most valuable lesson I've taught you tonight, the power of glamour. You're both welcome.
Sure.
Thank you.
You're both very welcome.
I feel empowered.
So now, do you guys think you can go out and spot witches now? Even though, now you gotta be careful because technically 2 out of 3 you can spot. That means the 3rd one's gonna kill you. So,
sure.
Yeah, witches.
I'll take those odds in the current world reality that I live in. I'll take those odds all day long. And I'm just glad that I now have in my pocket Big Bitty Early to use it anytime I want to.
I feel like those shirts need to be made. I believe in Bitty Early to you.
Wonder if there's any wood carvings of Bitty Early. Now I'm curious. Sorry. Don't want to hold you up.
No, I'm hoping you find something really good. That you're like, Bitty Early. Just so you guys know, and before we get in trouble on the podcast, Bitty Early is a very powerful, potent strain of marijuana. Oh.
So there's where her medicine, I mean, of course people felt better. But like the first 50 images I've got are some sweet, sweet bud.
So what you're saying is she would get you high and then go yell at your landlord.
Exactly.
Best drug dealer ever.
I dig it. Good for you, Biddy Early.
I just say, I think now somebody here, a child must be named Biddy.
Child?
Yes, someone should name their child Biddy.
Well, at least one was.
We need to bring that name back.
Bringing Biddy back.
Yeah, we're bringing Biddy back.
That's the shirt.
Ooh, I like that shirt. I'd wear that shirt.
Oh, boy.
Would you wear that shirt, Jamie?
Sure.
Yeah, see, we'd all wear that shirt. Bringing Biddy back.
I don't think we're the watermark, though. I mean, we'll wear pretty much anything. I've got a T-shirt with a hiking hot dog on the front of it.
I knew you were going to say that with that.
I have a T-shirt that I regularly wear that has a drawing of me in my underwear wearing a hand turkey puppet.
You sure do. And you're welcome.
Thank you. And I wear that. And people look at it and they go, And they go, what is that? I go, that's me.
Yeah.
That's this guy.
And then I see them slowly start to pull out their cell phone. Hear 3 dial tones. I'm like, they call 911. Oh, man. All right, Dave, tell fine folks about the Wicked Wild.
Well, thank y'all for listening. Hope you've enjoyed it. Next week, we will have the second movie in Dave's block of movies. Not going to spoil it here, but just know that we've got the next one. And it's one that probably Jamie's going to hate. But we'll find out. But if you want to follow us, you can do that on our social medias. If they're not on fire right now, obviously because of everything going on in the world. But you can find us on X at Wicked Wild We Are, Instagram at Wicked Wild Pod, and then on the horror only community at Wicked Wild We Are there as well, which is Slasher. Sorry, I didn't give the name of Slasher, which I don't even know. I try and stay so far away from social media right now with everything going on in the world.
Yeah, fair.
I just literally post stuff and then walk away. So
and then, that's
if
fair.
you reply to something and I don't respond immediately, it's not personal. I guess that's what I'm saying.
Hey,
let's give everybody some grace right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, people, the world's hard between the election and the fact that the world's on fire. That's why we bring you a little dose of Biddy. Bring your spirits up.
An itty bitty bit of bitty? Is that what you're saying?
An itty bitty bitty bitty. And which is witching.
Which is which is a Disney song. I'm going to have to
son of a
That.
bitch.
You can't do anything original except freaking make Mercer Ben or whoever that it was come from a completely different nation from
not Mercer, Murger Bien.
Murger.
Which now since I know it's German, I'm probably saying that completely wrong. Not that I thought I was
Merger Bean.
Right Merger Bean. So you got Murder Bean, Hagface, Biddy, Biddy. I almost called her Biddy Diddy, Biddy, and Petronelia de Biddia.
That one. I
rhymes
can't.
with chlamydia. Just throw that out there. Oh man. Well, hi everybody. Thanks for listening. Just remember, don't go plucking no butt hairs off anybody.
Oh boy.
It's still frowned upon today. Bye.